Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
They say that in life, it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and still get up. That strikes me as kind of stupid. Why do you want to get hit? Seriously? Go buy some of those new flavored Doritos and a Diet Dr. Pepper and sit on your couch. Getting hit is overrated. And speaking of overrated, this is Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
1. Woo! Woo! Yes, indeed. Hi, everybody. We're back in America. In all sincerity,
You're welcome, man.
are welcome. Or actually, it should be y'all. I guess now when you're referring to America, you can call America you. Right?
Well, you singular and plural.
We're telling, man, let's not get too deep into the English rules here today. We are who we are. Who are we, by the way? Hi, everybody. I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Authoritatively.
Well, American Idol's back. That's how, what's his name, intros it. And this is American Idol. Mm-hmm.
I am quite proud to say I don't believe I've ever seen an entire episode of American Idol. Ever.
We watch it. It's
ever. I remember I actually touched the original American Idol desk at, where was it? In the Smithsonian. Man. One of the Smithsonian's many, many years ago. I said, did I touch it? I think I remember touching it, but it doesn't seem like I could have. I don't think they let anybody But anyway, I was close enough to it because the first desk had 4. There were 4 judges. And then I think later on it had 3, or I don't know.
It's gone back and forth. Yeah.
I don't remember. Here's what I do know. I guess if you show up to be a judge on one of these shows, it's a sign that your career is not what it used to be. But it's also a big boost because, dude, who's Blake Shelton? Blake Shelton is, Blake Shelton is like, who would he be? He's like Neil McCoy. You know who Neil McCoy is?
No.
Neil McCoy actually won Country Music Entertainer of the Year one year. I forget what his songs were, but he did have one. Billy's got his beer goggles on. Lord have mercy.
I think I know that song.
Oh, no. That's Baby Got a Blue Jeans. I got the wrong one. What's up, Billy? Billy's got his beer goggles on. Anyway, it was a pretty funny song. So the point is, this dude was at one time a big deal. You couldn't, he's probably playing a casino in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah,
right now.
for most of them. Very few of them. Go.
So that's my shot at Blake Shelton, by the way. Not that he's a bad guy. I'm sure he's a great guy. But
Laine Hardy, the guy from down the road in Livingston Parish, won a few years ago, and a couple of weeks ago he had a GoFundMe up.
He had a GoFundMe up. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, trying to make some money to produce another album that won't sell.
That's sort of a sign that, if you can't put it together. Well, I'm sorry. Did he win? Did you say he won?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Look, if you won and you still can't it doesn't take that much, man. People put out their own music all the time. I don't get it. What you need are songs, right?
That's the whole thing.
You got good songs. Yeah. Exactly. Like nobody. So you karaoke. Okay. You're singing somebody else's songs. I might hire you to play sing at a wedding, but nope. There's no money in singing other people's, song.
No, there's money for we don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
Speaking of weddings, you were mentioning
that in Houma last night at a wedding. My buddy Earl, who I know you remember, his daughter got married at a place called the Ranch or something like that. Gorgeous little place, and I think it's like directly behind the mall. We went through some back ways to get there, but it looks like a barn reception hall. It's not a real barn, but that's what it looks like. But then it's got a little chapel on the side. That's open air.
Well,
Real pretty.
open air is a risk.
Yeah, yeah.
Op-
I mean, it had
op-
a roof,
okay. Oh,
but it
yeah,
was funny because the people playing music during the ceremony, and I guess leading up to the ceremony, it was a little windy, so their music sheets kept getting blown away or just folded over. And I don't know, your son's a musician. You can tell me better than this. I'm always amazed that they need the music sheets at this point. But when the
I
sheet would close, they'd stop. And I was to the point
really.
where I almost stood up and went hold the sheet for them. But I said, well, that could be offensive. I don't know.
So were they playing? Was it the instruments they couldn't play, or the word the lyrics?
No, with no lyrics. This was just instrumental. Had a piano
Huh.
player and a violin player and a cellist.
Well, I guess it. I'm always amazed, like my oldest, how his ability to remember lyrics.
Yeah.
It just gets me, and pretty quickly. I mean, I guess if that's what you do, yeah, I don't know. I guess if it's songs you're not playing every day, and it's a
Yeah.
lot of times. I think a lot of times too is if you have more than one musician playing, is sort of keep everybody on the same.
Yeah, I guess.
You sort of got to be. Most of us don't know anything. You take out the hymnal and okay, hang on, I'm singing on this line, and I got to drop to this one and sing on this line, and drop and sing on this one, and then we're coming back for the second verse or the second
Yeah.
whatever they call it. Yeah,
Well, I hadn't been to Houma in a long time, and I hadn't driven down like through Shriever in forever.
Hmm.
And so it took us that way. And it was funny because, Joey said, is this still Thibodeau? And I said, yeah, well, it's kind of, we're behind Thibodeau at this point. But then
In the
when we got to
suburbs of Thibodeau.
then when we got to the road where you turn by the Shriever overpass, she saw the car dealership that used to be LeBlanc or something. But she sees the name on it and she says, is this town called Danton? And I said, what? Is this Danton? I said, that's Danton. Yeah. So,
It's Danton in our part of the world. Anywhere
Yeah.
else on the planet. I had one of my best friends back in the day. Shout out, he's not with us anymore. It's a fantastic guy, Tommy. He just got to the point when he traveled or was somewhere else, we just went with Danton. he got like down the bayou was at Danton, but like he just got to the point of okay, I don't
yeah,
like,
I kept trying to get her to say it right, and she just couldn't do
I'm
it.
tired of explaining how DAN is Don.
Don, and then it's like
And then
I can't come
TIN
up with
is
a word
tan.
that I can't come up with a word that it rhymes with to
Well,
get
how
you to
did
hit
you
that syllable.
how did you pronounce Pitre?
Petrie.
Petrie. See, now it was us. It was always Pete.
Now you see, yeah, because there's a girl who works with me now. Her last name is Petrie, but she's from out like in New Iberia area.
Or is it Pete? Her name might be Pete. She may be saying
and
it's
I asked
Petrie.
her. I asked her. She says it's Petrie down the bayou. It's Petrie or it's Pete.
Just like it's spelled Pitre.
Yeah.
Pete.
And then I saw people I knew there, and they got a condo out by LSU, and they're both retired, but their house is, I think, at Lafourche Crossing.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I said, y'all still live down the bayou, or y'all just stay in the condo all the time? She was, down the bayou? What do you mean? I said, down the bayou is all relative, man. Give me a break. Yeah,
So somebody she was offended that you were calling Lafourche Crossing down the bayou.
That's right. I said, I'm from Pankerville. Y'all all down the bayou.
It all flows down. Well, I guess. Look, I'm sure there are some people in the Raceland Central Lafourche area that would be offended if you said that's down the bayou.
No. So, yeah.
It was never really truly defined, actually. I guess when I say down the bayou, to me that's intercoastal bridge down. And for those of you around the country, you're welcome for this
geographic,
this amazing, ridiculous, unimportant. I say unimportant. It's quite important to our friends down there. But so you were in.
I was in
the
Houma,
great city of Houma.
But we also, I don't go to a lot of weddings anymore because most of my friends
it's
are
cyclical.
married.
It's cyclical, right? Cyclical. Jeez, man. I've been speaking all week. My words don't work anymore.
So it's it's your friend's kids basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It was, I guess you go and you expect everything to be like, when you were at that age. Dude,
Oh,
there were, more tattoos on the girls in this wedding. The
I,
the the mother of the
yeah.
groom had a lovely low back dress, and had a nice ensemble of what looked like prison tattoos across her back.
Jeez, man. Oh, it's not an ism. We always talk about the worst thing you never want to be called an ist or a this or a that. I
Yeah.
don't know if you have a thing
I had
about,
no judgment. It was just an
yeah,
observation.
well, it's not, you know what? Maybe it is judgment. I have certain judgment things to this day. I still judge older guys wearing earrings. You know, hey, you're looking at a guy, you wore
Yeah,
earrings. I
I did.
wore, I wore an earring from probably my junior year in college, all through radio. I guess I
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah. The guy whose daughter wedding it was, I was in his wedding, and his now mother-in-law was petrified that I would wear an earring in their wedding and ruin the photos.
Damn, what kind of close ups you got?
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know, but
what kind of earring? I guess a dangling you might see.
I don't
Who
know. Yeah.
knows? I wish, and I don't know that they've been destroyed or not at this point. But one of my best friends growing up, when they were married, they're no longer married, but it's probably the longest my hair has ever been in my life was at their wedding. And years later, for some reason, I don't even know if she showed me the pictures or we were doing whatever. And man, it was. I'm trying to think. I mean, I was like trying off a white lion or something. I mean, it was just, it was, and I remember looking at it thinking, you got to be committed to that kind of hair. All right. That's, and the
Yeah.
earring, you're doing, and it's funny. So, but I run in a couple times this week, as a matter of fact, some older dudes just, and I don't know, man. I don't know why it's
It
hypocritical of me
bothered. It's
to go
now. I always said that the reason that I stopped wasn't just because I thought that I had outgrown it. I just didn't want people to say, "Look at that bald dude,"
trying too
thinking
hard.
we're not going to notice he's bald if he's wearing his earring.
Well, you never went with the move of just getting the ponytail in the back,
No,
right? I
no,
mean,
no.
yeah, I mean, but that's a natural, that's the stages of life, and people do what they do. It's uh, that's my thing. It's like, well, I guess the earring means I'm still a rebel. I guess
I don't know.
and I shouldn't say that. Who knows, man? If
Yeah.
I win the lottery next week and I don't got to worry about anything ever again, I'm just too lazy to put in an earring now. I realize that. I
The
would
hole's still there. I joke with my daughter every now and then and put, when she's
threaten it.
got new earrings or something, and I'll put it on.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's interesting. And I guess I don't know if it's culture and my wife thinks that or I shouldn't say we. Most of the time when she says we, she means me. Right. But it's like, we shouldn't do this or we shouldn't have done that or, the way we raised our boys. It's usually she means me, I think. But so neither of my sons have a tattoo,
yeah,
which
neither mine.
really, that's it,
Yeah.
because like you said, goodness gracious. Again, it's a cult. I don't know if has it slowed down yet? Do you think, are people
I don't
still
know. I think so. I mean, I work with some young people. I think it's more noticeable on girls. But I work with some women who are at least my age, who I think will pop up with a new tattoo every now and then.
popping up with a new tattoo is interesting. It's the ones that a 30-year-old tattoo. I'm sorry. You can't wear certain things anymore if you got
Yeah.
right. You probably shouldn't anyway. But yeah, every now and then you get that and go, oh man, that seemed like a good idea at the time. That was, you
One
know,
crazy night.
dude, that was a fun vacation. Remember that? Yeah. But hey, rock and roll. Here's the deal. If you're out there with a really old, outdated, raggedy looking tattoo, you know what the good news is? You still around, bro.
Yeah.
You still
Could,
around.
yeah. Could have been alternative, or it could have been the alternative. Left a good looking corpse.
There you go. Babe, I know you're 62 and that tattoo is like 45 and it's seen better days, but you know what? You still here,
Yeah.
babe.
Yeah, you're not as tall as you used to be, but now the tattoo is.
Man. But so congratulations on the
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into great detail, but this is not I don't want to make it sound like we got anything. I got friends with tattoos, man, and
No, man, no.
I got good friends with kids with tattoos. I'm not saying
My wife's
that.
got the wrist tattoo. So.
Oh, yeah, well, she just got that, dude. That's true.
About a year and a half ago.
Yeah, well, but I mean, that's just,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
When you're our age, anything in the last 2-3 years is just
Right. So.
that just happened. I was at a wedding once, and I'm not gonna give the name of who it is because it's somebody I know well, and had never met. Kind of knew the groom, had never met the groom's parent. I didn't know anybody. I'm at the wedding. And when the mother and brother of the groom, when I met them at the reception, I put a timer on how long that marriage is going to last, man. Because they had various tattoos that didn't look like the gee, I'm on spring break. Let me get a sunshine tattoo, right? It was more like life declaration kind of tattoos. I'm like, yeah, that's but that said, to each his own, y'all. You're not hurting anybody else. Go ahead and the amazing thing is now
just giving me fodder to talk about.
The amazing thing now is the net. We talked about that before. The next stuff, and how high people are going with these things now, right?
Dude, I've seen people that have like, you know how when guys, I always joke, I said every guy who graduates from high school tries to grow what I call the jawline beard because that's pretty much what they got right there. I've seen guys that have like the tattoo along the jawline down in the neck and everything.
Yeah, well, that's actually one good way to keep you focused on your career choices.
It kind of limits them.
Well, but you know what? That might not be a bad thing.
Right.
A little focus can be a good thing. I'm sitting here thinking, what do I want to be? Do I want to be a surgeon, CEO of a big company? Well, oh no, I don't have to worry about that anymore. That's cool. No,
I don't want to work offshore.
Yeah. Or, any number of things. You can be in security. You can be in it wasn't all that long ago. Who was it? I think wasn't it the state troopers had a law? I could be wrong about that. I thought
they may not be able to show them. I don't know. I've worked at places where you couldn't see it.
It was the yeah. So anyway, sorry. I don't know how we get on a tattoo subject. That was
I said stuff about all the tattoos at the wedding.
There you go. So congratulations to those folks and to your friends, and hopefully everybody got home safe
and have fun on that honeymoon. That's also the new thing at weddings. It's the QR code to contribute to the honeymoon.
No, God, I hate that, man. Don't get me wrong. Hey, if that's what y'all doing, that's what y'all doing. Well, I don't know. You think by the time we got married, like our parents were looking at the weddings, I kind of was, and dude, this is long. I've been married 30 years, man, 30 plus years. And I've said this before, God bless you. It's my in-laws took care of, but even then I was like, so many rituals, right? Yeah. So many that you just have to do it this way. So I don't know what, I don't go to very many weddings myself. I was at one not long ago. I remember telling you about it. It was super nice. And all I can do is walk around thinking, how much they paid for this, man? Like, yeah, that's but hey, it's good to see people are still getting married. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They're still believing in it. Still going at it. So do you get a little nervous driving those roads down there? When I don't go down the Bayou very often for a while, I gotta get myself back in the dang, I'm on a no shoulder road with
No, it wasn't bad. It was driving down that wasn't bad. The wedding was at 4. But then driving back on that road, and there was a dude who was like just up my butt, and I'm sitting down thinking, okay, is this a freaking cop? What I couldn't tell, couldn't see. Yeah, he's so close. So then it's like, oh Lord, please don't stop me. Not that I was impaired.
But it was a cop.
No, he's just
Oh,
some
okay.
dude deciding to ride my butt for about a mile.
Well, there you go. That's what they do. They, I'm not going to talk about Berwick anymore. Although, so that's where, so this past week, did a bunch of traveling. I was in Denver on Wednesday. So I spoke at a thing on Denver on Thursday morning, and then went to Wyoming. And Denver's cool. Denver's, I good friends there, and Denver's that's huge and outskirts. But I mean, I'm a fan of Wyoming. Wyoming is a that's
That's
a
like,
for real.
yeah, it's like real cowboy country, isn't it?
Man, you ain't lying. And it's I that's my two the things I was thinking about Wyoming was it's beautiful and it feels a little dangerous. like like if you're walking out into a grocery store, I don't care if you're in a town or not, you might be equally
And
worried
you don't
about.
mean, I'm assuming you don't mean Baton Rouge dangerous.
That's a
Is
different
that the
level
same type of
dangerous.
danger?
No, no. Well, in Baton Rouge, if you're walking into the Albertsons, it might be you're worried about
Right, somebody's shooting you.
somebody shooting at. Here it's more a bear or
Yeah,
something.
that's kind of, I figured that's where you were going, getting
Yeah,
bored to death by a wild
yeah,
animal.
or some wild moose, or I don't know if there's moose there. There's sure or elk, but yeah, I got very fortunate because they'd gotten a lot of snow, I guess, earlier in the week. So there's breaking snow. There's forget the snow-capped mountains, which are beautiful, but there was just snow, and it made me realize you got to have a you got to be built a certain way to deal with constant, if not constant, just big snows that don't go away. Like here, the rare times we get snow, man, it's gone. It's
Yeah. If it's not melted before lunchtime,
a
it's
day,
even
yeah,
more
a day or
rare.
two later. If you had some that fell in the shade, you might find a little bit of right. Those day two snowballs you make for they were behind the shed or something. But there, that stuff piles up and it doesn't go. And the worst thing is when it gets just warm enough to melt a little bit of it with the sun, and then it refreezes. So you just have these walls of
Slick.
combination ice, snow, soft snow. But where I was lucky was it was beautiful. There's snow everywhere, but the temperature, even on the Thursday night when I landed there, was maybe 31, 32. It wasn't bad. It was kind of nice. Uh, and then I got out, I think, just in time because when I woke up, I flew home yesterday, Saturday, and woke up in my cabin. Let me tell you, I was in a cabin. That was kind of funny. I look at my weather app, and there was a winter storm advisory,
Oh, wow.
and they're serious about winter. Like if we would get a winter storm in South Louisiana or here in Texas, if it's going to get to 30 degrees and there's a chance you might get a sprinkle, bruh, that's a
If a
winter
flake
storm.
might hit the ground, we're probably canceling school.
That's a winter storm there in Wyoming because and then thankfully I looked at it and it was for I think tonight or tomorrow, but they've got it. So when I went to breakfast, there were two guys sitting at a table next to me. I mean, out of central casting. I don't know what kind of stuff these guys fixed, but these were some fix it kind of guys. They looked to be in their mid 20s, lower 30s, kind of big, kind of built, had on some kind of work gear. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be that guy because we're the only three people sitting in this.
Yeah, bro, what do y'all do?
Man, listen. Um, but it was a good deal because I walked out to take a picture of the snow because you can tell the idiot Cajun, I'm taking pictures of everything with snow, and I walk out the back door, and then it locked behind me, and I couldn't get the key wouldn't work. So I either had to walk around this building I mean, literally, I'll be trudging through snow, or I'm like tapping on the door. thankfully, one of these big utility dudes or whoever they were came over. Got locked out, man. Yes, sir. Pro tip: that door locks, bro, and your key
Thank you,
don't work
Pard.
on it. Yeah, but I did ask them. I said, yeah, I saw today, winter storm, whatever. And he goes, yeah, we got some coming in. I said, what does that mean to you? He said, yeah, we're getting about 10 inches, 10 to 12 inches of snow coming in on, dude. They weren't that worried about it. It's just a pain in the butt. But,
Yeah, I guess when you're used to it, then you've got when wherever you are has the ability to get it out of the way.
Oh, they got, man, listen, plows everywhere. That I did notice because I had to drive from Jackson Hole Airport and I actually slept the first night in Jackson, Wyoming. Okay. And then to this place called Afton. And Afton's about hour 15, hour 20, 30 away. And it's around mountains. Beautiful, beautiful. And actually, it wasn't that bad of a drive as far as swerve. It wasn't like, a lot of these mountain roads are very back and forth, back and forth. Wasn't a whole bunch of that. I actually drove past or along Snake River, and I was thinking,
Evel Knievel.
It's not though. It may be the same Snake River somewhere else, but it was in the canyon. That's exactly. You can tell guys of our era. I saw Snake River and I went, bruh.
Yeah, that's Evel.
First thing I thought about, but then where I was, Evel could have cleared this on his motorcycle. He wouldn't even have needed one of them funky rockets. But no, it was just a beautiful drive in, but I'm noticing they have to plow and the snow just piles up on the side. I mean, it's just mountains and mountains of snow, and you have to be a little. It's funny. There's warnings, like constant warnings, for deer crossing and elk crossing. You don't want to hit an elk. I'm just going to go out and say you don't want to hit an elk, but there's also beware of falling rocks. Okay, watch out for the animals. My favorite was as I'm leaving on Saturday morning, the flashing sign that said extreme avalanche conditions.
That sounds like death.
Man, right down the bayou, we try not to hit a possum or a neutral. Up there, it's, man, don't hit an elk. Look out for the rocks falling. And you can see it too because you're driving through roads with these mountains and you can see fallen trees and various things.
It's got to go somewhere.
It's got to go. It's gravity. But I was like, man, beautiful. Absolutely. My wife, I sent pictures. She goes, oh, you got to take me up there. And I'm like, not in the winter.
I just don't think, I think we've talked about this before. I have a friend who lives in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and he gets a lot of snow. And I asked him one time because I'd seen pictures of him like out on his driveway in the sidewalk with the clearing the snow. And it's like, why are you doing that out there in the snow? And they have to. They'll get fined by the city if they don't clear the sidewalk.
Wow. That's of your private property. I don't know how that.
I guess. Well, if you're in I don't know. Yeah, like the sidewalk. Maybe the sidewalk's considered public. But
man, I can tell you. So driving around this little place of Afton, and I was staying right next to it. The Kodiak. I had this key here. Some the Kodiak Mountain, whatever. Super nice little cabins, and it was the first time I ever stayed in something like that. Was pretty cool. But I'm curious, and the roads were kind of clear, so I went down a couple small neighborhoods. And there's some places you can't see the front door of the house. You can see clearing, you can see the driveways are clear, and so if they look out their windows, like we're looking out the front of their house, they're just seeing snow, man. I mean, it's just because it just piles up and it doesn't. And I mean, for anybody up there and up north, they're like, oh, you bunch of wimps. That's what we do. But I did learn something else too about from the Hertz shuttle driver. She was telling me that we're talking about the roads, and she says, yeah, we just we have to learn, we drive on, we clear them. They do a good job of clearing them, but you just learn you drive on ice a lot. And she says, because they will not salt the roads. Wyoming will not salt their roads. And as she started, and it's funny, I literally guessed why as she was getting ready, and she confirmed it. Why won't they salt the roads? Sorta, but it's not so much that. It's even more practical than environmental as far as, like salt runoff and stuff. It attracts animals. And the last thing you want, especially on darkened roads going through mountains, is all the deer and the elk and all the animals
sitting there licking the road.
That's what, because, animals, salt is not a naturally, it is a naturally occurring thing, but I went, I'll be dang, look at that. She said they still kind of come near the roads because people salt their driveways and salt their whatever. So stuff gets on their cars and that eventually falls on the road. So a lot of the animals, so that's why you have to beware a lot of times it's not that these deer or elk are just like hanging out on the road. They're licking up salt.
Right. It's like us throwing cayenne on it.
Well, you know what I did think would be fun too, is I'm driving And they had people on the side of me. They were on snowmobiles and stuff, man. And they got some that it's not like the snowmobiles that I say we grew up. We didn't grow up with snow.
Yeah.
You
Wait
know,
to see what you said next.
no. Whenever
One
you
that we
saw them
saw
on
pictures
TV,
of as kids.
yeah, when you saw them on TV, the snowmobiles looked almost like a Honda riding lawnmower that you would
Yeah.
sort of just right. They got these now that it's almost like they're sitting up on a. If you took like a bulldozer,
Yeah,
you
it's
know
got a
the
tread or whatever you call that, a track.
yeah, looks like it reminded me like a velociraptor or something. It kind of sits out, and I'm thinking if you were doing anything that requires that to get to where you want,
But you
man,
also
it's
have to
too
so
dangerous.
look at the ATVs that they have now, or the side by sides, which look like a souped up dune buggy, and those are off road vehicles. And I think up there, they're probably, I'd bet they've got races with those things and type
I
of
don't know.
extreme sports.
It's just fun. You know, like I said, I was having a good time. Like I said, don't get me wrong. Denver was great. The people in Denver were great, but like Wyoming was different. It's about my third or fourth time there. And it's always kind of cool too when you go places and everybody wants you to come back. And it's always come back at another time of year, right? Wherever you are somewhere. Oh, you better be here in the
Yeah, it's hot right
spring.
now.
Well, I'm wishing them good luck with the snow they got coming. Um, what was it on the? Oh, I was thinking as I'm driving, looking at these various things. Here's a free TV idea, even if anybody does TV shows anymore. But I think it would be kind of fun if you took some of these authentic wilderness people up in Wyoming, because man, you gotta be tough. If you're camping up there or hunting, take some of them, bring them down to like where the swamp people hang out. Bring them on down, right? And then take some swamp people type people and send them up to
I
spend a
think they
winter
would
in
both
Wyoming.
be equally miserable, and that's a good idea. That is a good concept.
You know what I'm saying? It would be because you're basically taking two groups of very
People who are
tough,
very adapted to their environment,
adaptable, right? And just have,
who you view in your own neighborhood as tough.
all right, Cajuns, see what you can do with this. See what you can do. Here's the good news: you won't be dealing with mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Right, right. Here's and hey, Wyoming folks, here's the good news: there are no bears and no avalanches. Well, they might have bears, but not the kind of bears you're that worried about, and no avalanches. But good luck with the mosquitoes, and yeah, just think it would be. So there you go, free idea if anybody
Yeah,
does that,
yeah, that'd be better than naked and afraid.
which I've never seen either. I don't know what. Don't know. It sounds That's the kind of title I can see that will bring some people in just because of the
Hmm.
title and will send me away just because of the title.
Yeah,
If that
yeah.
right?
I've seen episodes of it. There's no value. It's just people, they drop them off in some wilderness area. There's zero value in them being naked.
Zero value.
No, I mean it doesn't hamper. It doesn't make their task harder.
It just was good
Other
for marketing.
than
Good for marketing.
yeah. Other than, hey, they're naked.
There you go. There you go. I made a mental note sitting on the plane from I think both heading into Denver and then heading out of Denver, heading to Wyoming the next day, of how many people on the plane were either have crutches or walking boots, because everybody's going skiing, and they're talking about this, and this lady's there, and she's on the explaining about how she
Whether it was
showed
on the way there or on the way back.
both, man. I mean, both. I mean, like everybody, and I know why people do it. I get it. I'm sure it's fun and exhilarating and everything like that. But it's just to be on a plane full of like injured people. It's like you want to look up, yeah, find something else to do. I mean, just but
See, my dad's neighbor, he always wants to, he's a nice guy, but he just always wants to act like he's, tougher than anybody. I mean, dude's in his 70s. It's like, yeah, he's had knee replacement surgery before and then gone ride a bike for 25 miles a week later and popping the stitches because he thought he didn't need the doctor's advice.
well,
But
hang on. Let everybody get settled with the frissons you just gave us. Dang, Juan. We were all going along great. Then Juan gave us the frissons.
So, he goes skiing every year. They spent a few months up there. But yeah, one of the trails was closed. Um, and he decided he would go down there anyway.
Because of course.
Yeah, and it was closed because there was a fallen tree on the trail that had yet to be cleared.
All righty.
Yeah,
that'll slow you down.
Yeah, it slowed him down, and so he's probably coming home with crutches and a knee brace.
Oh, this just happened.
Yeah, yeah, like a week or so ago.
I have more admiration or respect for my mom's neighbors. Okay, I don't know if they miss ski or not. They live on a cruise. I mean, them some cruising people, right? You can live if you like cruise life. You need to follow him on Facebook because you can live vicariously through. And here's hard. I mean, when I say they're on a boat 4 months out of the year, I may be underestimating how many cruises they take. I just saw one today. They're coming into Galveston. They've been 2 weeks on a cruise. They're going back out. Like, I think it's the same boat. I think
they got off to let them clean it.
I think you dock and it's like, yeah, you got to get off for a little bit.
Did they have to take their stuff out?
I don't know. I didn't. But I was like, man, there you go. Rock on with your bad self.
Yeah, my sister, they either got back yesterday or today from a cruise, but I think there was, I don't know, it might have been 8-10 couples that went, and to me that just doesn't seem fun at all.
Because, yeah, well, like I said,
and I know you could get lost and you don't have to hang out, but I don't know. There's not that many people I like, let alone.
Yeah, well, and even the people you do like, you get a little you get tired of your family. Yeah. Like you get bunched up with your family after a while. It's like, do that. But we'll see. I think we're going this summer to the family vacation. It's funny because our schedules, as you get older and people are working and it's hard. So they're renting this big old house I guess it's on a lake or something, but it's only like 3 hours from here. It's in Seguin, Texas, And I was teasing with my brother-in-law. Yeah, we get bored, we can almost drive home. I mean, like,
I'll be back tomorrow.
We'll see y'all in a couple of days. I mean, no, I'm looking forward to it, doing some fishing and all the family stuff. But that's coming up. What I jotted down here, that was the other thing. And I don't want to jinx it. I hate this because, like, before we went on telling the joys of getting old. So I don't know if I tore my meniscus in my left knee or not. If you made me bet, I'd probably bet that way. Because it happened to me 20 something years ago where you don't get you don't feel hurt in the moment. I'd gone for a run, like my normal run. And, I'm used to I'm an old guy. So sometimes you start running and things sort of hurt. They don't feel good, but then you kind of warm up, and that's just the joy of life, right? You just, and I felt okay. And then the next day, man, it started hurting pretty bad. Like last week's podcast, I was in a little bit of pain, but I figured, it's going to let up. But this past week, I got news for you. When you got a really bad knee, I mean, painful knee, airplanes, Denver.
Yeah, it's not just standing on it. It's, when it locks up or you sit there, you get stiff for a while.
And Denver Airport, I'll say this again. If any of you out there have flown in and out of Denver, and let me say, I like Denver. Denver's a great place, but I hate their airport. Their airport was designed by sadists. I mean, it's the longest. It might be 2 miles long, man. It's just stupid. And you're never close to anything. And that's not exactly where, right? You want to be having
to walking that on what is undoubtedly a hard surface. Basically pounding that knee.
And what do we do?
One of my knees is close to bone on bone. So
yeah, I'm pretty much there.
Always.
And hey, the joys of being old. Those of you that have not yet reached the pinnacle of age that Juan and I just moving toward. Great thing about having something hurt is that's not going to be the only thing hurt on you coming up, because as soon as you start adjusting,
right, because you'll outsmart the pain. It's like, hey, if I walk this way, then my knee doesn't hurt.
And then your right knee, like even today, my wife said, "Well, how's your knee?" And I forget which one I was talking, explaining to her, and I said, "Well, honestly, both my knees hurt, and if my left knee wasn't so messed up, I would tell you my right knee hurt. But in comparison, my right knee is great." Right. Like, That's how I explain being sick sometimes. If you just don't feel that good. And she says, how you feel? I said, well, normally I would tell you I feel sick, but I feel a little better than I did yesterday. So
Yeah, not as sick ass.
I'm sick-ish, but
Could be
yeah, man,
sicker.
dude, that's the one dude, when your knee hurts so bad that you have to get in and out of a car like an old, I want to say an old lady, an old guy. I'm an old guy where you have to sort of sit back in. Like you can't twist. I can never twist. You take for granted. That's the other thing too. Man, youngins out there and even people our age, you so take for granted some of the movements your body does on a normal day or just normal functions that as soon as you cannot twist your knee at all. Guess what?
I
When you get
watched
in your
this guy
car,
this
you're twisting
morning.
your knee. When you're
Yeah,
getting
oh,
in your
yeah.
car, you're twisting your knee.
I saw this guy this morning, and it was at church, and on the stage there's an elevated part, or just like 2 level, I guess. But so he was sitting on that part, and then just yeah, but sitting like I don't know, crisscross applesauce legs, what I would normally call Indian style.
Okay.
So his feet wasn't on the lower part, but he just popped up from that seated position. And I said, man, I don't even think I could get up from that. I'd have to get on all fours and crawl to something so that I could reach to get up.
I saw something the other day. It was some kind of test you could give yourself for apparently as you get older, and that's we are.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I
every
hope,
day.
right? Well, some of the exercises you should do or some of the tests you could give yourself to be able to get off the ground. That's you get to the point like it is. I mean, there are a lot of folks that are they're ambulatory and you get older, but like if they go down, they really can't, you take for granted the amount of
Yeah.
strength it takes to do certain things to get yourself up off the freaking ground.
Yeah.
But then one of the tests they had is like, I couldn't do that when I was 15, man. I couldn't, like, I forget, like, get up. I guess it's like you're supposed to get up without using your hands at all.
Yeah, I'm sure I used to be able to do that, where you just kind of, push yourself up with your legs, or even get to your
I don't know.
your knees.
Maybe I was just
And
maybe I was just doing it wrong, but I kept thinking, I don't think I could ever do this, man. Ever
I know
get
this is. I saw one time where it says, "Here's a sign that you're getting old." You've crossed into the old age uh, when it was a simple task to stand on a stool to change a light bulb. You were younger. Now, if you've got to come up with a plan to get down, then you're older.
come up with a plan, man. So I'm doing that. I was in Denver. And listen, it's not like when I'm giving a speech or anything. It's not like you're in a band where you're running around the stage and doing whatever. But yeah, I do pace a lot. And the
But
thing
even
is,
just standing up tears up your knees, man.
especially when and I know when I get up there that I'm not going to be. But what happens is the adrenaline kicks in and your concentrations, whatever. So so the Denver, and I go for like an hour and 15, whatever it was they had me slotted for. And and it was great. Everything was good. But that's the adrenaline going and it's when you get off, right? And because before I went up there, I was like, man, I could barely walk. It hurts. I'm just thinking, okay, my leg probably won't go out while I'm up there. I'll make a joke about it or something. And, so you do it, and you're not thinking about it and everything goes fine. But it's after, like when the adrenaline wears off and, go back to my room to change and go to the airport, dude, that's when, and then I had to speak the next day. So, I mean, great, beautiful. I went between, wow, this place is so cool, whatever, to it so sucks to be in pain where like I left my coffee or whatever 5 feet away.
Hey, let me
You
tell
know
you
what?
something.
I think I'm done with that coffee
Yeah,
because
I'm
I'm
done.
not standing up. I'm not.
The path that I take to my office is on the second floor, is not the shortest path there, but one set of stairs is interior and it's kind of carpeted, and the other set is outside and it's concrete. I go in the carpeted stairs because it's not as hard to walk on.
Man, look, it's stuff we made fun of a long time ago, man. But
Yeah,
so
my
the time,
boss, I remember when I interviewed for the job, he showed me around the warehouse and he walks 9,000 miles an hour. And I said, I don't know, I'm gonna be able to take this job.
I realized how I'm normally a pretty fast walker, and I realized how fast a walker I was or am this past week when I couldn't, man, when I was dragging, when I had to like walk over to the side of like concourses because I knew people would be behind me saying, "Who is this old dude
Well, see,
with the
this is
weird
where I am
accent?"
now. So we have a trade show coming up next month, which basically means I'm going to be on my feet for about 2.5 days. I'm strategically planning when I'm going to make the appointment to go get a shot in my knee, the day before I
Man, life comes at you pretty fast or
leave.
pretty slow. It still comes at you. And then later
Yeah.
on, you go, oh, well, that was the thing in Wyoming. So by the time I went to speak in Wyoming, and I'd been in pain all day long, and I'm getting ready to get up there, and I'm looking, and this one wasn't a stage. This one was, sort of just, there in tables and stuff, but a flat area. And I'm like kidding. I could feel my hips getting kind of weak, like where,
Because you adjusted for the knee.
listen, and where your legs kind of feel tired. Like it almost felt like my thighs were, they've been working too hard, right? They just been, and I just thought, man, this would be just nice. This nice group, this bank brings me up there, and I'm thinking it'd be just like me to get up here and just like ask for a chair.
Anybody got a stool?
Hey, I'm glad to be here in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Can somebody bring me a chair?
Yeah, it could have a saddle on it. It's okay.
But that was cool. Good
So,
bunch. But you had laughed
well,
at
let
me.
me, yeah.
Okay.
Go, no, go ahead.
No, so I stayed, and it was a recommendation of the bank. I ended up staying in this Kodiak Mountain Resort, whatever, and I actually, man, this I thought this would be a fantastic place to be with family or friends because it's individual cabins and just super nice, man. They got nice little automatic fireplaces, nice bed situation, bathrooms, and just again, just very rustic, big ceilings, just a very cool like. And then outside my windows, just snow. And at night they have actual real trees, but it's the conifers that look like how you like that, the conifers.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's a Christmas tree, basically.
Okay, I was
Okay,
wondering.
kind of, but they had them lit permanently.
Oh,
So
nice.
very nice, very nice. So also in this place, of course, because it's a cabin, it's big tub, big tub. Wasn't a whirlpool. They had whirlpool, but big tub, dude. I have not. So all the traveling I've done in my life, I'll bet you I've gotten into a tub in a hotel or
No,
whatever,
no.
maybe twice in my life. Maybe. Because no, you just don't. Dude, I was in so much pain.
I struggle to get in a shower in a hotel.
Now look, I had to do some strategizing because it wasn't let's just say it this way, it wasn't an elderly friendly tub. It was a big tub, big, right? But I thought it'd be just like me to get in here and not be able to get out. How you doing that? Calling like a front desk. I need somebody to come get some old dude that I thought it was a good idea to get in the tub, but my leg don't work right now. But I did that, and I actually, truth, the place I left, they had a store right next to it. Picked up some snacks while I'm picking up snacks. Like, hey, they sell wine here. You got a bottle. Go pour myself a wine, dude. I was
In
like,
the tub?
I was so cheesy.
Did,
I was
did,
like,
did you get some candles while you're in there?
you know what? If they'd have had them, I'd have lit them. It was like a Valentine's gift to me. I'm just sitting in an old one-legged Cajun dude drinking wine, sitting in a big old tub, but it helped. You know, I thought these
Yeah,
romantic
no, I take a
cabins.
bath. I like to soak in a hot tub, but I'm not getting in a hotel tub.
I gave it a once over, and it looked like. I tell you what it looked like. It looked like nobody uses it. Right? That's most folks. You're just not because the room also had a really nice. I guess these were like romantic things, a really big, like a big double shower with two heads and stuff. I mean, like, all right, it's easy. I don't like to think about some of the things that go on in hotel rooms, and I just don't want to
No,
don't
you
want
don't
to
want
do
to do
that.
that. So we're teeing off, or I guess going off on getting old. Sometimes you get old and I guess crabby. And I mentioned to you before, there's something, and I never I see it elsewhere, but on Reddit, apparently there's threads that am I the a-hole or not, and people, they leave it up to others. So here's one for you to judge.
Okay.
Uh, so Riley's a swimmer, so we get these, like her competition suits. They call them a tech suit. I mean, like $300 bathing suits, all right, and you don't wear it that many times, and you got to get another one. Well, a month or so ago, she ordered a new one for the meet we had last week, and it didn't come in, but it showed that it came in. So called the company and said, well, it shows it was delivered. We never got it. So last week I go outside. I'm leaving and there's something by the door. I said, oh, got something. It was the original suit, which meant my neighbor probably got my mail and just took weeks to stick it by my door.
Thanks.
Yeah, but so in essence, yeah, free suit. I'm okay.
You got a free suit? Yeah, okay.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So then
no honor code on that one, huh? Like
I don't do these. Yeah, I got a free suit. But then here's where the dilemma comes in. So I see it, when I come home one day, it's the little package is still there, and it's by, where we put stuff by the front door. And so I said, hey, what's this package? Oh, that's the suit that came in the other day. I said, oh, I thought we had brought it to Sulphur. No, I think we're going to give it to so-and-so, one of her friends. I said, give it? Why?
You done swimming, darling?
And it's like, oh, it was free. So then it became an ordeal of, why am I so mean?
$300, right?
Yeah.
So that's when you do the math. No, all this means is this is $150 suit.
Right.
We got it on sale.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there saying I'll sell it to her for half price. And this isn't the child. This is my wife telling me that I'm being mean. I said, are we ever going to buy one of these again? Oh, yeah.
You planning on getting fat?
Yeah, it's not like I don't have a use for it.
Well, babe, are you going to get fat or on steroids?
Yeah. No. Like, what are we donating it to, an underprivileged swimmer? No.
Well, that's my thing. Do you literally have someone that
actually just go to our friend, like who, no,
probably got more money than you?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, but it's not like a situation where, you can't afford a suit.
No, that's my thing.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a food basket and you got hungry people. It's a freaking $300 bathing suit that, oh, by the way, you just said you're going to need another one before too long. That doesn't go back to the fact that you kind of, they didn't.
Oh, so you're saying I was a jerk before, but not sending it back.
Yeah, kind of. You're not.
Man, I didn't make the mistake.
I don't think you're the. You know what? I probably wouldn't have either. We all got that attitude. Oh, it's big companies, and here's the deal: because it was overpriced to begin with, right? You were already saying really $300 for a bathing suit. Now, why
wear it 5 times?
Why is that? Why is it such a limited?
Think of it as a compression suit, and that's why it really, it'll shave off seconds on a swim because it holds everything so tight. And I guess, after you wear it a few times or too many times, it's less.
I'm glad they do that. And I mean, if I had my kid doing these events, I'd same thing, but that's just wrong.
Yeah.
You ought to.
Oh, you'll see.
You ought to change. They ought to change the rules, and you have to swim in a Walmart bathing suit. Period.
Yeah.
Walmart bathing suit, and the only modifications we'll let you do is you can sew the pockets shut. Right? If you want to, that's when you really. That's when you're really a big. You're a real strong swimmer when you can jump in with all the way to the knee Walmart bathing suit,
like a cargo with some extra pockets on
sides. With open pockets. And even that plastic thing to put your wallet in the back, some of those. Let me see you swim with that. That's some compression, $300.
Yeah, and what they like to do is sell them at the meets because inevitably somebody's going to tear one putting it on.
Of course they do. Of course they do, man. Hey, to each his own. It was like when we used to go to these state choir, both the regional honor choirs and the state. It's big. It's a big deal. I mean, people, families. It's when my older son, you make these elite choirs. You show up to these events, man, the swag they sell. I mean, this plaque, that shirt, this, and you do it. You kind of right.
You've made it. Let's get a memory.
You know, buy the DVD, buy the this, buy the that. But yeah, so I don't blame them. They make some big money. But there's a couple of things. Oh, the hotel. You'd appreciate the old guy thing. So when I'm leaving Denver, uh, uh so I had to speak at like 10:30. I'm the pre-lunch, maybe it's pre-lunch. Checkout's normally 11 o'clock. Okay. God, I'm wearing a suit, but I don't want to travel in a suit. I don't want to change, and I don't want to change in the bathroom. I want to. So I'm
Yeah.
just look. Let me get a slightly later, just a little bit later checkout, and so I can go back to my room and put on some comfortable clothes. So I'll go downstairs, and I'm there speaking for this bank. Now this bank had, most
Right.
of the rooms that were taken were theirs, right? So I'm there to speak to the people that are. So
I'm
this young
financing
guy,
the hotel for that day.
so this young guy, and he's here, and then this lady, off to the side, and I just said, yeah, how you doing, Mom? My name's Martin. I'm in room whatever it was, two something, one something. Um, and I said, what time is checkout? 11. I said, could I possibly get just a little later? I'm here to speak at the event, and what, and guy's like, he lets me finish, and I could just tell what was coming. He says, unfortunately, sir, we can't give any late checkouts today because we're totally sold out, and we need the rooms. And I just it's kind of one of those. I was trying
Yeah.
not to be mean.
So how many
I
rooms
really,
are you turning over today? Do you have a cleaning staff for each one of those rooms so that they'll
I,
all be cleaned at the exact same time?
I'm standing there thinking, okay, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm also standing there in pain. And let me tell you something. You know this, man. When you got something bothering you, it is hard to be jovial when you're also in pain. And I'm like, really? And this is exactly what I looked at him. I just like, really? I said, well, buddy, I get you, but that's kind of bogus. But okay, I guess I'm gonna have to figure out whatever. And then the lady who was, I guess, the senior person there said, I'm sorry, and whatever. And well, since he's here to speak for the bank, and I forget what and again, I didn't want to just looking at the guy saying that's sort of how it works, dude. Yeah, it's checkouts at 11. You won't let anybody check in till 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are they gonna be spending 4 hours cleaning my room?
All right.
No.
Now, the next day or 2 days later, I get to this Kodiak Mountain Resort thing, right? And the way this works is they have a nice, really nice building that where the lobby and the store and kitchen area is, and then all the cabins are around there, but they're individual. But I walk in at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because the event I had to go to was around 4 or 5 or so, and it's close, but want to go in, get my suit out of my bag. You do the pre-prep stuff. So I walk in, and she looked like she was in high school. I'm sure she was out of high school, whatever. And Byers, the only person in the building. How you doing? Martin, I have a reservation for she, without missing a beat. You early. I mean, that was her words, not like welcome, good to see you, whatever. You early. I'm like, well, yes, it's like 12:30. It's not like I'm there at 9 in the morning. It's 12:30. But I have something to go to, and I was hoping to. And she says, well, your cabin's not ready. Like, okay. Do you know when it might be ready? I'm not making this up. She says, well, between now and check-in. I'm like, so I said, so you're giving me the window of between 12:30 and 4.
Right. And they all miraculously finish simultaneously.
And then I say, you have no other cabins? And she says, well, you have a king size bed. I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So she starts looking, well, I can maybe put you in a whatever. And then miraculously, there was another king size king that was open. So it went from, what I'm saying? Like, if I don't push back a little bit, and I ended up getting nice, it's sort of like I want to help. I feel like Tom Cruise in Jerry Maguire. Help me help you. Like, let's explain customer service here. I'm not even trying to be mean. I don't care where you put me. It's the same price. Just what?
Well, it's the whole
when
thing.
I book my cabin, you put my name on it. Like, is that how this works? Like, no, that's Dave's cabin.
And it's with the late checkout. I would always say, and I asked for late checkout, but the reality is, if you just stay in your room until you're ready to leave, the chances of them coming clean your room
Right
before you're ready to leave is about a gazillion to one.
I've done it 100 times. They'll knock on the. I've had maybe once or twice in all the years where they kind of said, "Sir, check out." One time I had somebody who's pretty aggressive with it. Check out. I guess I don't, But yeah, usually it's like, "Hey, can you just do the room right next?" Oh yeah, I've hung out till 1 o'clock. A lot of times, but you know, I don't know that I'm.
Try to be polite, and you're met with rudeness.
Well, there you go. But but at least I didn't keep the free bathing suit. Just saying, man. I don't blame you for that. I don't. But I don't. I definitely don't blame you for not giving it away.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's $300. That's basically what they're saying. Hey, let's give a $300.
Yeah. Just cause. I said I'll take her to lunch
with a coupon.
Yeah. We got to go ahead, get you passed for 12. We're going to Tuesday.
Oh, by the way, so it's about time to get on out of here, man. The possums miss me. My wife even had the. She was nice enough to say, "You want me to feed those possums while you're gone?" And I wanted to say yes, but I didn't because I knew she would give me grief about that. So when I got back, the plates in my backyard were all I could tell the poor possums for the 2 or 3 nights I was
been licking the plate.
Man, they were trying. Fed them big time last night. I emptied the refrigerator. They had some HelloFresh chicken penne pasta last night.
Nice.
I know.
I thought about you and your possum during the week because somebody had posted a video of this guy in New Orleans. I'm guessing he's, probably well known, or not well known. He's just recognizable homeless guy in New Orleans. Rides a bike, has a rabbit in the basket in the front, and has a possum hanging on his back. So I saw that video one day. That's kind of interesting. Look, that could be Dave.
I wouldn't touch him, man.
But then 2 days later, I saw, I don't know if it's animal control or somebody stopped him and took the possum from him.
Okay, animal control, you a chew. Let me tell you something. That old homeless guy was the best thing that ever happened to that possum. Possums are not I'm serious. That possum had a pretty good life. They don't live that long. They live 2 years tops. So okay, animal control on that one. Oh, it's y'all some chews. Yeah.
Look, fella, you can live under the bridge. We don't care, but you ain't keeping that possum.
No joke, huh? Man, not opposed to a dog. I feel bad for some of these dogs sometimes. They're like, man, they must have a rough existence with this. But possum's living. Are you kidding me? That possum was enjoying life. Yeah. How dare you, animal control?
I talked to you, and I know we're about to wrap. I talked to a guy last night. And he was telling me that his sister-in-law, I think he said in North Carolina, owns one of these cat lounges where it's like a coffee bar on one side of the place, and the other side you pay $15 to go hang out with cats. And he said the place is always packed, the cat side. And he said, while you're sitting there, there's magazines like on psychology of cats and all of this other stuff. And he said he texted his son a picture of where he was, and the son responded, "Is there a Chinese restaurant next door?"
Oh.
And he was laughing. So the sister-in-law asked him what he was laughing at, and he showed her and said she was all up and offended, man. That he thought that was funny.
Hey, come on, man. It's humor. Funny. Was it a Chinese restaurant? You got me curious. All right, everybody. That's that time. The buffet's out before you. We're going to push the button. Get on out of here. See if this stuff stuck the tape in the sky. If you want to reach us, you know where we at. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com and wherever you found us last time. Whether you were listening on Spotify or Google, or you're watching us on YouTube, or you're standing at a Shell station in Podunk, Alabama, watching us on the little TV screen
on the
there.
Gas station, man.
There you go. You can find us there again.
Maybe you're in Danton, Louisiana.
You could be in Danton. Hanging out with your friend Petrie or Pete or whatever. We'll do that some other time. All right, everybody. Hey, every week. It's not a hint, suggestion, subtle implication.
No,
it's
man.
a freaking
mandate.
Get out there and live your best life. Live your best life. I went through this past week on one leg, hopping like
through snow
and ice. Yes. Made it though. Had a good time. Tried to live my best life. Got back, and the possum lived his best life last night, saying, "Woo!"
I missed you, bro.
My cat was sort of nonplussed that I was back. She was like, oh, okay, this guy's back. That possum was excited that I was back last night. It's always good. So I recommend that to any of you out there. If you're feeling lonely, you don't want to bring a pet inside, start feeding an outside possum. They appreciate you. They miss you when you're gone. Speaking of miss us when we gone, they can't miss us if we don't leave.
Hey, good parent.
We gotta leave. Everybody have a fantastic week. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. There's a page I follow. It's called Adventures of Seguin Lane. Seguin is one of the areas where, you know, they got a lot of homeless people. You know, there's Target right there. And so, you know, they like to lend out their shopping carts.
Sure.
So it's an attractive spot. But somebody posted on the page, said, oh, not really about this page, but and they posted a guy's picture and they said, does anybody know this jerk who piled into the back of my car and gave me fake information? But he must have given them his right name because they went and found his Facebook page and posted a picture of his Facebook page. Jeez. My first cousin who lives next door to my dad.
Did you reply?
No, I didn't.
It's over. Go home.